Brothers, what's going on, man? I just wanted to drop a video regarding retention for my brothers. Brothers, I ain't even gonna lie, man. Like, retention is temptation like a motherfucker on retention, man. I'm just gonna put it to you guys like that, man. It's temptation like a motherfucker. To a point, like, you know, especially when you on social media, if you notice, especially if you been a guy to follow certain type of females, a certain type of audience on social media. Soon as you go to the Explorer page, all you see is ass, women shaking their ass, and they make those women in the forefront. And what's so crazy, our women feel like living off that logic or living off that lifestyle that's what describe our women. Not showing our women, teaching each other, not showing our women, raising the kids, to be positive women, showing the women in life that, you know, each one teach one. I'm gonna teach you, even if they made mistakes, I'm gonna better, the upcoming generation. Instead, this social media shit have built women to not be shit, and as well, man to not be shit. Let me just put it out there, so my women won't think that I'm talking about only, them on media. It's a big crowd on media with, our people misleading our people. And, what I get out of this retention stuff is, fellas, the good women is not in the forefront. What's so crazy, this shit had even became the real way of relationships now. It's like someone grabbed this, knowledge off of media. Someone grabbed this knowledge out of media, grabbed that knowledge out of media. And in the forefront, that's all you have is women images of not being shit. You know what's so crazy? I went to thinking about this the other day. A lot of these people that you see wanting the attention and attention seekers, half of them I know. Back then they ain't have no attention. It's like now, you can, and even if you look at their damn baby pictures, it's like, damn, they looked crazy as hell. Like, looked at, some of them was fat, some of them, was ugly as hell. No disrespect, some was ugly as hell. But it's like once clout came in the mix, it made it, more so for anyone, to shine, And nowadays you have people that's capping and flexing, you know what I'm saying, for, a bunch of views and likes. And, me saying that and addressing that on this video is, like I said, you had the ain't shit women in the forefront. The good women is, laid back, ducked off. Hell, they even watching the shit show. I noticed the good women don't even entertain social media. A lot of them out here, trying to get things, together, trying to not be in the spotlight. A lot of them out here, trying to get things shaking and things going on. Or then you got some good women that feel like, damn, which is crazy too. You got some good women that's like, damn, I want to be a part of that crowd. I hate being bored. I want to, get the attention. So let me, get out here and, wear some tight ass shorts or things that I know men are gonna lust over me, after lust or attract a group of men so I can start me a whole roster of men and play these niggas. You know how they talk. Play these niggas. So it's like good girl going bad and a good boy going bad type shit. And by you being on retention, man, brothers, you will love being one of a kind. The reason why I say that, one of a kind, because you will be in the image of God. And by you being in the image of God, believe me, I'ma just say that to say this, brothers, is God is really, if you feel like on this journey, you haven't seen the female attraction, or hell, am I gonna get the female attraction? If anything, you have to appreciate, the female attraction not even, existing yet. Because a lot of guys be feeling like they're in a rush for that shit, but not even understanding God actually blocking you out of the midst of those, that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? This is the wrong thing. This is the wrong. This the Having that idea is the wrong idea, basically, for you fellas to have on this journey, man, because God is protecting you from women in the forefront that's out here shaking ass, that's out here on demon time, that's out here trying to find her a man to play. And the right woman come, it don't happen overnight. What God's trying to do is mold you and get you to, get yourself together and, work on yourself, because it's so many guys that's on this journey that get women attraction, and they get so hyped and amped about the attraction to a point it knocked their path off, and now they have to start their days back over again. But God sees something bigger and better inside of you for him to want you to stay on it for an amount of time and not rush through it. Like, he's trying to get you to mold yourself and focus on yourself. Hell, you probably could have $1 million business ahead of you the longer you stay on it, because it unlock every bit of superpowers, you been on this journey. So it's like, God want women to be the last thing on your mind. If anything, God wants you to, want the spirit of lust to fly off you. And there's something else on this journey. A lot of guys will experience the female attraction and go have sex with the most beautiful girl that come to them on this, on this journey of female attraction. And now they dealing with soul ties for down there a year or years. And, God trying to protect you to not go through that. And God as well wants you to be familiar with spirits that's unclean. Like, he don't want you to be in the forefront, with these women, and you don't get a chance to experience what a real good woman is. Half of the time, that's what he's doing too as well. Not even half of the time, all the time that's what he's doing, is trying to get you to see what real and good women are. So, certain things could be a turn on or a turn off when it comes to, a woman of God versus of Jezebel. And you fellas, just, shouldn't be in a rush. And, remember, in the forefront, a lot of this stuff, they make it seem like this the way of life by you lusting over women, women lusting over men. In actuality, a lot of this stuff in the midst for us to not, naturally build or naturally live off our, for us to be able to, read a lot of things, and I don't mean reading the status of reading books. Like, I'm talking about reading the universe, reading spiritual downloads, so we can spiritually connect and build and, have the spirit of the Most High. But I just wanted to drop a short video, fellas. Don't get caught up in the midst of social media or what you think women are. Don't get caught up in it, because it's not even what our women really are with what they advertising themselves on social media, BBLs, and you have to have this for, this to be a real man. Or in order for me to have a real man, he must do this, he must fit this qualification. And if you look at a guy named Papa Duck on YouTube, he break this down from A to Z. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Our people that didn't come from our people, that's knowledge that people using, thinking that that's what it is to have a real man, or this mean he's a good man, and wonder why they going from man to man, or woman to woman. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of standards that they think or feel didn't come from them. It came from someone that want us to not connect or be a part of each other. But you know you brothers don't be in the forefront. Just, stay on this journey however long God wants you to stay on it. Because the whole time God molding you and trying to take you places where you need to be, places where you need to go. So, you know what I'm saying? Just be patient. Don't automatically think about all that shit as far as it goes with women attraction. But my brothers, y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I will be dropping more videos, more content. It'll help me if y'all like, comment, subscribe, man. Show your boy some love. And I'll holla at y'all. Peace.